Welcome to Sassy, Soulful, and Sensitive, a podcast for us introverts, empaths, and highly sensitive people. I'm your host, Cam Nichols, and together we're going to explore the strengths and struggles that come along with our sensitivity and learn how to trust our intuition and trust our voice. Let's dive in. What's up, my beautiful buttercups? I hope you are shining. I hope you're shining bright. And I hope you're loving life. I know I am. So today, I want to talk to you about the one thought that gets me into action. Yes, it truly is one thought. And this one thought has allowed me to actually come up with some type of exercise routine because Lord knows, that is not typically my jam. Exercise, movement has never been my thing. Dancing when I was doing musical theater was it. And since I don't do that anymore, that's no thanks. Because even with all the health issues that I've had, my body, there's a lot of exercises that I just can't do. So this one thought has helped me do that. Additionally, this one thought is what helps me create content for you. This one thought helps me create things that help you. And I'm going to tell you that even as I say that, I can feel the little mental gremlins coming up because that one thought is something is better than nothing. It sounds really simple, right? And to be honest, it really is. Because one of the tools that I teach my clients is that it's your thoughts that create your feelings, and your feelings are what drive your action. And so that thought of something is better than nothing is just it's just so beautiful, because I tend to, and you can probably relate to this, is when we imagine everything that goes into it, how much effort something is going to take, it's I don't want to. I could skip out on this today. And there are times where that absolutely happens to me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend that I'm perfect at this, because Lord knows I'm not. But something's better than nothing. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, and I'm not putting that into the universe as far as manifesting or anything like that, but it truly is just a simple thought that cuts all the drama. It cuts all the drama. And so I want to invite you to adopt this phrase if this resonates with you, or find another thought that you can lean on when your natural primitive brain is nope, I don't want to do this. Again, find that thought that helps you cut the drama. And to be honest, you might have to list out 10, 20 thoughts, because I like to think of, when we're talking about thought work and really diving into mindset, I give the analogy of having a wardrobe, a closet full of different outfits, because not every outfit is going to be appropriate and work for every occasion. You're not going to wear a tux or an evening gown to run to McDonald's on a Saturday. So it's you want to cultivate these list of intentional thoughts that help you cut the drama and get into an emotion that allows you to take action. So something is better than nothing. That creates a sense of relief for me. Okay, I'm doing something. Because oftentimes what happens is when we kind of listen and tune into our primitive brain and don't do the thing that we said we were going to do, or that we want to do, when we really think from our future selves, that thing that we want to do, what that does is that erodes our own self-trust. That's what brings in the negative self-talk. That's what brings in the depression, the anxiety, the overwhelm. Insert emotion here. This is where your brain starts to go crazy and starts to beat yourself up, especially if this has been a pattern for you. But this one thought, something is better than nothing, has helped me create change and give momentum. And as I just think about it, I'm just so grateful for that one simple thought. Because again, after 30 years of no really exercising, I'm finally exercising like 3 to 5 times a week, going every single day. It's what allows me to show up in my business and record a podcast for you, or put out a social media post, or work on this new course that I've been working on. A lot of the time, once you get going, you'll continue to go. You'll find your pace. You'll find more motivation, more inspiration. You just have to get started. And sometimes getting started is the hardest part. And here's the thing. There are times where that thought gets me started, and then I'm like, I can't. After X amount of time, I'm just like, this is miserable. I don't want to. I still don't want to. And so I give myself a time limit. And if it is continuous, it's like, okay, now let's tune into the body. Because is this coming up for me from a subconscious place as a reminder, as information for me that I need to take care of myself in a different way? So that's the thing, like forcing yourself into action isn't always the best idea. But when you figure out what that thought is that creates just a little bit of drive for you to take the first step, take it. Because you can always stop at any time. Like if it really comes into your awareness that doing that action is not for you, then yeah, let it go. Do what you need to in order to take care of you. That's the important part. That's the whole, like, this is why we listen to our bodies. This is why we want to build awareness around our thoughts and our mindset. This is why learning how to regulate your nervous system and get out of survival mode and into this mindset, this prefrontal cortex where you can purposely decide. This is why this is so important. Because when you are in this mode, something is better than nothing. It allows you to start taking a step. And sometimes when you take that first step, then you can take the second step and the third and the fourth. And sometimes you take that first step and the second, and you realize that, oh, nope, it is not the time to take steps. It's the time to tune in and figure out what's going on with me. And all of this is valid, right? Our brain wants to take it from one direction into the next and like make them battle each other, create this internal ping pong. Again, this negative self-talk. Oh, well, I should do this. I told myself I would. And if I don't, then I'm beating myself up and I'm eroding my self-trust. And what I want to offer is that is not entirely the case. It's not that black and white. But as long as you are trying to take a step when you said that you would take a step, that's enough. That is 100% enough. If you said you're going to take a step, try to take the step. That's it. Just try. I know something for me that has been really difficult, I guess, in my life, for lack of a better word. And this was a detrimental thought to me for years. Like the thought that I'm about to offer that was so detrimental, like it stopped me from engaging with friends. It stopped me engaging with family. It stopped me from engaging with the world. It stopped me from exercising. It stopped me from trying to eat food that helps me feel good in my body. It stopped me from connecting with my spouse. It stopped me from all of the things. Like this is it this one detrimental thought is what put me into survival mode. It's not worth the effort. Doing XYZ is not worth the result. The effort I have to put into this is not worth it. And here's the thing. There are going to be times where sometimes that might be true. Sometimes it might not be worth the effort. At least not completely. But what I want to offer is that it's always, I know I just said a bad word, right? We don't say always and we don't say never, but I'm going to say it. We always want to take the first step. We always want to listen to ourselves. We always want to trust ourselves. And the more that we can practice that and build that habitual pattern in your brain, that is how you create the life that you want, whatever that is. Whether it's a job, whether it's having a better relationship with your spouse, whether it's finding a spouse or just going out on dates and socializing and having friends. And it doesn't matter what you want to do. It matters that you try. It matters that you go after it. Something is better than nothing. Some effort is better than the berating and the negative thinking and the negative thought loops and negative self-talk. Something is better than nothing. Some effort is worth taking one step closer to a life that you want. And it can 100% be a thought trap that it's not worth the effort if you choose to believe that. Because when it's not worth the effort, yeah, why do it? If this is a thought that you recognize within yourself, I want you to ask yourself, why don't I believe that I can create what I want? If you're like me and your brain like frazzles out with that question, it's like, I don't even know what I want. That is also such good information. How do you discover more of what you want? You take the first step. You think and that's the thing, when I say taking the first step, sometimes it's not always taking action, as like when you think about doing like a physical action. Sometimes it's just asking yourself another question. Sometimes it's just slowing down your brain so that you can have some introspective time. Because when you don't know what you want, you do want to like slow down your brain so that you can think about it, so that you can kind of evaluate, what did I like to do when I was younger? What did I like to do before someone told me that it wasn't okay? And this could be a whole other podcast episode getting into this. That's what I want to offer you, is find the multiple outfits, the multiple versions of something is better than nothing. B- work is better than not turning in the assignment. Taking the first step is all that matters. It doesn't matter what these thoughts are, but figure out what they are for you. Because a life without action is not a life. A life without action is a life of stagnation. And when we as sensitive people who feel deeply, stagnation leads to depression. It leads to overthinking. It leads to all of these things that we struggle with so much. So you need to learn to dream. You need to learn to envision a future. You need to discover it as the things that you like, the things that you want. Because the things that you want, the things that you desire, are 100% worth it. It's worth taking that step. There's no reason why you can't have what you want. You just have to believe that it's worth trying. It's worth trying to take that step. It's worth the effort. As my mother reminded me in college when I was really struggling with math, because y'all know how I feel about math. Not my strongest suit. C's for degrees, hon. C's for degrees. A lot of the time, perfectionism really gets in the way of us taking action. We won't be able to do it right. We won't be able to do it in the most effective way possible. We need to figure that out first. No, we don't. You don't. Because you starting, you trying, you beginning can be enough if you allow it to be. And again, like, it's not worth the effort. Getting stuck in that perfectionism of, oh, I can't do it right. I won't be able to do it the way that XYZ person can. Those are the things that stop us from taking action. Those are the things that stop us from living and creating a life that we want, that we dream of, that we desire. You need to start believing that what you want is worth it, because it is. So remember, sometimes something is better than nothing. And go out and take that first step. Learn how to trust yourself. You want more confidence? This is how you do it. It's practice. I hate that word. Don't you? The word practice, it flashes me back to my piano practicing days as a kid. I don't like to practice. So if that's a trigger word for you, like it is for me, switch the word. For me, it's experimenting. Experimenting and adventure. Those are two rephrases that I personally use that really get me into action, get me into, oh, if I fuck this up, that's totally fine. Because we're going on an adventure. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to experiment and see. You are worth it, my friend. You and what you want are worth it. You're enough. You can create more of what you want. Change is possible. All right, my friends, that is all I have for you today. As always, remember, shining bright gives permission for others to shine as well. Take care. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you want to learn how to find your voice and lean in more to the powerful force of nature that you know exists within you, head on over to coachwithcam.com and take the What Element Are You quiz. You'll discover how to align with your secret strength that you perceive as a weakness so you can break the cycle of doubt and step into your badassery. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure to follow, rate, and review it on your favorite podcast platform, and share it with a friend or family member who you want to connect with on a deeper level. You'll be helping other sensitive folks like yourself and like me find and join our amazing community. So let's connect and support each other on this incredible journey.